Hey, welcome to Intractable Daily. I'm not sitting down, as you can see. This is a video I don't think I've ever, thank God that stopped. I don't think I've ever made a video on this topic out of all the videos I've ever made, and I've probably made over 3,000 videos anyways, 2,000 plus a lot of stuff that I've taken away. I think it's just a result of something. It's a result of abdominal pain. It's a result of physical pain. You see me going back and forth in my videos like this. Know from now on that's the most painful disease that there is, called adhesive arachnoiditis. Is inflammation of your spine, produces the worst pain you can get in your legs and lower back. So it's like boiling, stinging, like people describe it like a scorpion sting. And I can never find a comfortable position. So what is the title of this video? I haven't even thought of it. This is what I would say: cause and effect, an intractable issue in its own right. Because is it an intractable pain? No. Is it an intractable issue? Yes. So for the rest of my life, I will move around like you see me moving around. And like, if I couldn't speak, which at one point in my life I couldn't, they would deem you, let's say if you were in a hospital in front of a doctor, they would deem you as maybe psychologically restless. So when you have a lot of abdominal pain, say you suffer with 1, 2, 3, or even 4 different abdominal disorders, of which I do, so it can be 4 at any given time. I always say 3, but it's 4 because that extra one is kidney stones, of which I suffer them all the time. But I use oranges to stop them, and they've been pretty good. But, you know, I got my gallbladder, I have my scar, I have my splenic flexure syndrome, and I had kidney stones to that. You're a pretty restless guy. Going back and forth, I'm not just going back and forth because of my legs. So when you mix those things together, that becomes mixed. It's just a mixed issue. I think it's like it's an intractable, actually, you know what, it's 5 things in my abdomen, because my scarring and my adhesions I never speak about. So I have a scar from my pelvis to my sternum, and it pulls on my sternum, and it pulls on my pelvis, and it pulls on the center. It twists, it turns, it burns. So there's really 5 right there. So is this an issue that's intractable? And it's kind of like in its own right, yes. And so I've never spoken on this. How do I feel? I've wanted to make this video, but for some reason I haven't. And before I go on, I finished my, I finished my model, Jackknife. I know you're probably subscribed here now. Maybe you're not. But I finished a 1988 AMT Mustang, worst model I've ever had. So this is my 4th model. I'm working on a 5th, and you can look in Reddit, Quora, all those things. The worst model that people have done their whole lives have ever found. And I literally smashed it on the ground when I was close to being done, the parts didn't fit, parts were melted and stuff. Anyways, what I ended up doing was I couldn't get my money back from Amazon because it had been more than 3 months. It was 4 months. So what I do, I ordered a car. Again, I took the parts from it and returned it. So, hey man, fair is fair, right? So I did this, and I'm warning you that things do not fit. I'm not just saying that, that's the way this is. So there's my, I did it red. It's a 5 liter. Pretty, these used to be like really popular around here. They still are, I guess. There it is. They're nice cars. And yeah, so this really made me, that one really made me mad. Took a long time to do because you have to do all these coats of paint. And I'm working on another one now. I just started this. These are the recommended colors. I don't always do recommended. You know, I paint it whatever I want to, but I'm doing that's just the beginning of an engine for a 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. So you can see how big this is. It's going to be a big car. It's going to be yellow and black. Can't turn it upside down, but it's because I got stuff in it, but it's that car right there. There it is. We'll see how that turns out. Pardon me. It's good to keep your hands busy. And you know what? Like, you know, with littlest. You want to know what challenging is? Is this. Things that take dexterity, you gotta hold them close, you gotta paint them very closely. There's a lot of different parts that you have to paint. You can't paint over them. You know, you have to put it all together. Anyways, it's fun doing. You have to learn how to paint them properly. You have to learn how to you know, how to do it properly, or it will start running and stuff like that. So anyways, and me doing this is a challenge. Why? Because of what I'm speaking in this video. Intractable movement. Okay, so for another person who hasn't gone through this, well, let's just put it this way. Everyone in their life has gone through some type of abdominal pain. Picture the stomach flu. So for anyone who hasn't had a kidney stone, who hasn't had a gallbladder attack, so if you've had a kidney stone, if you had the stomach flu, you've had anything that caused you pain and caused you to move, if you've had akathisia induced by things like antidepressants and antipsychotics, well, my life with adhesive arachnoiditis and with those 5 different issues that can happen there, it makes my life very hard. You know, but to be honest, I don't generally think about it until I sit down really to dinner, if I get in a car, if I go to an appointment where I have to sit down, if it's a hospital visit, if I sit down in a waiting room full of people, I'm like constantly shifting around. When I'm sitting down to dinner, it all differs. When I get into my bed, this is where I really notice this at this point. So remember, my gallbladder is like the full force of the feeling of a gallstone. If you don't believe me, you can look up gallbladder hyperkinesia. I'm just used to this. I take anti-colic medication, and so it aches through. It makes me agitated, irritable. It's not a nice feeling. I can't even put my finger in my gallbladder. And so when I lie down at the end of the night, I start realizing, you know, I'm like finally relaxed, my eyes are closed, and I'm like, holy, my legs really, really hurt. But I keep myself so busy during the day with either exercise, doing stuff like this, working, and doing all the, you know, all my chores that I have to do, my bills, my meds. I don't really leave myself with a lot of time to think about such things. And but if that's you and you're going through the same thing, I feel for you. I do. I don't know what I'd really say about this. There sure is. Like I said, if you couldn't speak, someone might think there's a psychological component. There's not a single psychological component of this. But I suppose it would induce one in your mind when you're stuck in places. What if you meet someone new that you meet for the first time? What if it's a new woman who you meet? You know, you want to be. It's hard to or just anyone for that matter. You don't want to constantly be running around them and walking around them and shifting back and forth. And you may say, who cares? But yeah, put yourself in the position that I'm in. And it's not comfortable. It's not nice. I don't think I have much more to say about it. What can I say? I can't stop moving. It's not like when I'm off camera, I don't go pacing my place. At one point, I paced enough because of this, but now it's really just more shifting and stuff like that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. It's not an enjoyable topic, but if you have intractable abdominal pain, or if you have a severe case of restless leg syndrome, from whatever cause, you know what it's like. And the worst of it is when you have it mixed together. And no matter which way you look at it, it's intractable. Just intractable means it does not stop, or it doesn't have a cure.